All right. Hello. Welcome to this live stream. I'll start with the headline. It's pretty important for a business to get paid, and using a payment system means you get several benefits. You get all the information on the invoice correct, so there's nothing for the recipient to quibble about, which might be several weeks later. You can set up a standing order with optional automatic invoicing, so you don't need to remember to send them anything every month, and they don't need to lift a finger in order to make the payment. It will just happen. You can make it as easy as possible for them to pay in a few clicks, which stops them from putting it off, because they might go, oh, paying, that's going to take ages typing in all those bank details. If they don't have to do stuff like that and it's easy, they're more likely to do it because it takes a few seconds. Okay, I'm Dan Hobbs from Banana Brains. There's the logo somewhere. And I'm building an application called Simplified Systems, which aims to do exactly what it says on the tin and simplify your business systems. Automate the parts where it makes sense, build reliable and repeatable processes, but retain control of those processes. This is the first monthly update I've streamed to anywhere except my own website, so please forgive me. I'm not going to look at the comments. In fact, it's the first live stream I've done this year. I deliberately didn't do an update in January because of personal tax return season madness, and this was supposed to be the February update. But you might have seen my Colombo post last week. I kept wanting to put just one more thing in. So the February update's a bit late. It is a leap year, so February is a little bit longer. I hope you can let me off with that. If you do have something to say or you've got a question to ask, please do put it in the comments. It would be nice to know that at least one person has watched at least this far, give me a bit of support and all that. So yeah, if you've got something to say or a question to ask, drop it in the comments and I'll look later. That is the housekeeping done. So I have got a couple of guests who are in the green room. I'm going to bring them in now. So Kieran and Kat are here joining me. Thank you very much. Nice to see you both. You okay? Kieran, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Lovely sunny day here.
What, 30 degrees and glorious sunshine in Solihull, as always, of course, famously so. Kat, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Sun is out, and I agree. It's quite nice, isn't it?
It's lovely, isn't it? As soon as I finish this, I think I might go for a walk. Actually, I better go for a walk because I've got to go and get a boy from school. So, yeah, it's quite important that I do that. Okay, so I am now going to show you four ways that the Simplified Systems app can help you take payments. And I'm going to show you them in the order that they were added as they build on each other. And they were needed for my clients to operate their businesses the way they want to. So it's kind of like building the right thing and all of that. Right, so we'll start with invoices. This is the oldest one. You can see that, can't you? Yes, you can. That's working. So I've just created an invoice here for a fake client called Adam Parker. I've got some stuff on it and just a couple of line items. And if I go send email, it's picked his details out of the CRM. Because I'm sending to just an individual, it's just him. If it was an organization with multiple contacts, it would offer me the chance of emailing the invoice to any of them, so I can send it to the right person, which again is an important thing in getting your invoices paid. Send it to the right person who's going to pay the bill or the decision maker. So you can see the PDF here. That pay now button, actually that is active because this is live. So that's what the invoice is going to look like for them. So if I send this email now, and I have, because Adam Parker isn't a real person, I've got his inbox here. So we just have to wait a few seconds while that email is delivered. There it is. So that's the email I just sent from the app. There's the same PDF. And Adam, when he receives it, I'm going to, I should have brought a disguise. I should have had a cap and some sunglasses to put on so I can be Adam for a moment. I'm now Adam. I'm clicking the pay now button. Now, if this wasn't the dev system, this would then go to a list where you can see they're all sandboxes of real banks, but this would go to a real bank selection page. This is the genius of Cresco and how simple it is to use. You pick your bank out of the list. I'm just going to use their sandbox. And if you're on a mobile phone, straight away you're into your banking app. If you're on a desktop, it gives you a QR code to scan and you're into your banking app. So, and you just have to approve it with a thumbprint, and that is it. I'm going to go through here and I'm going to say it was instantly completed. This is provided by Cresco for testing purposes, but What would happen in real life here is Adam has gone into his banking app and he's seen you're going to pay £550 to to Democo Limited. Do you want to? And you've said yes, thumbprint, and that's it. Payment's done. Bank to bank, no chance of fraud. Money has moved accounts. There's no clawback facility. All of those things that you get with card payments, they're all gone. Did I ever mention there are no fees with Cresco as well? I think I mentioned that, didn't I? Very small fees actually recently, but yeah, almost no fees. Right, I need to get back to there. So that's the first one. That's the simplest, invoices. The second one was, well, accountants and bookkeepers who are my primary clients. They want to send proposals to their clients. So let's create a proposal. We're going to send it. Let's use the same character. Let's send it to Adam. So just say I was doing his personal tax return or something. I'm going to use the basic proposal template. It's coming from me. Adam has to sign it. The services start on the 1st of May and the payments can start on that date as well. So I'm going to pick, I'm not going to give him any extra service. I'm just going to pick from the menu. So he's got those two services, bookkeeping, that amount monthly, VAT returns, that amount quarterly. And that's now generated a proposal which looks like this. This is I'll gloss over this very quickly. This is kind of a separate area, but it shows very clearly what fees are going to be paid, when it's going to start, and all of that. So I can just send that proposal, sending it to Adam, send email. All this stuff comes from templates and you can configure it, and it's a separate topic. But for now, all we need to know is that I've sent a proposal to a prospective client. Let's get rid of the invoice email. It's already arrived. So this is the proposal email that I just sent. And there it is. You probably recognize the email. And this is the proposal PDF. Down here, there's an option for Adam to accept the proposal. So he's accepted the proposal, and it's worked out that £150 quarterly is actually £50 monthly. Added them together and said you're going to pay £180 monthly. What was I going to say then? Yeah, he can relate this back to the proposal document. That's just adding it up. From here, straight away, we want him to set up the payment. Banking details, optionally, that they were shown on the screen there. That's an option. You can choose to show the banking details or not. Some people might prefer to waste their life typing in all the bank sort code and account number details in, but anyone else who realizes that it's just quicker to go click, 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 will just set it up using the Cresco app. So there we go, payment set up. Go back into the app. So now, if we look at proposals, if I close up the P77 was at sent, I'm just going to refresh this. That has now moved all the way down to the bottom there. So P77 is in the accepted section of the proposal list, along with all my other test data. I never showed you the invoice as well, actually. So the invoices, that invoice is now showing as paid because I went away in a different browser and I set it as paid. I'm only having to refresh because I'm doing this real time. If you come in 5 minutes later, it will automatically refresh itself. So that's the first two, invoices and proposals. We're halfway. It's all right, isn't it? Nod. Okay, the next one, when you're setting a proposal, that actually creates payment records. Now, they're the simplest of things. This is just a Cresco payment. So I'm going to create a new one. So disregarding all the invoicing details and all the proposal, I'm just going to create a payment for Adam. So this is project 2, and this is going to be £240 a month. And it's going to start on the 1st of May, and we're going to make it monthly. You can specify an end date. It has to be, the date can be at some point in the future, but the number of payments is the key thing. This has to be between 3 and 100 months. But I'm just going to say this is going to run forever. Adam has to pay me £240 until he's dead. So save that. So I'm going to create the payment demand. So I can now send that to Adam. This is like the invoices. If it's an organisation that's got multiple contacts, you get the chance to send it to the right one. Because Adam's an individual, it's just got a button for his email address. I'm going to send him that email. And that is it. That is as simple as that. So now if we look at Adam's email, let me come out of his proposal email, delete that one. So there, that email's already arrived. Set up payment details. It's a very simple one. It's just time to set up his payment. So you do this in a situation where you've been speaking to somebody and they're expecting a payment demand where they're going to set up a standing order. So there's no fluff. It's just go on, set your payment up. So again, I'm going to go to the Cresco sandbox, and you can imagine me going into my banking app on my phone, approving it with a thumbprint. It's done. Let's delete that email. So back in the app, if I refresh that, that's now moved into active payments. These are, it's that one at the bottom. These are the ones where you've got somebody on a standing order and they're paying you that amount starting on that date. It hasn't actually been invoiced yet. Oh, I think it was on the first screen when I set the payment up. I didn't mention it, but you can automatically send an invoice. It's just it'll be watermarked as paid. There's no pay now button on it, but it looks the same as the invoice that comes from the invoicing module. And so they've got something for their records that they can import into their bookkeeping software. So it ties up all the loose ends there, and the system will just send them an invoice at 4 in the morning or 5 in the morning, whatever I set it up to do, and all the records are complete. So that'll start having data in it after we get past the 1st of May, and it will tell you when it last invoiced it. And you can see it in this table as well. You can see all my test data there. It's sending me emails for the invoices that are already set up. Sadly, not getting the money in because it's a development system. So that's number 3 down. The last one is the most recent one. This is the just one more thing that I've been putting into this. The landing pages are something you will know about from, well, you've used them yourself, haven't you? You've signed up for people's programs or whatever. It's a page that you can get to, but there's no link on the website. It's something that you have to be somehow invited to. Either you send it in an email, you put it in a social media post, whatever it is. So I've just set up this page, and it's a landing page. Give it a title, sign up and I'll run your project for you, give it a URL. None of the rest is relevant, but except I'm going to show my logo on it so it's familiar to anyone landing on this page, and that's set the height to that. Sign up to this amazing offer and I'll run your project for you. That explains the service very well, I think. I think that's enough information. I would sign up for that. That sounds brilliant. And then in this CMS, content management system, I've just got these kind of widgets so far. And one of them is this take payment widget. And all you do is you're configuring the kind of box that we've seen on the previous ones where someone can set up a Cresco payment and start sending you money. So I'm going to call this one Project 3. It's £200 a month. Again, you can set it up for a fixed period. If you do a program that runs for 12 months, you put 12 in there. If you want to offer PayPal as a fallback, you can offer PayPal. So if the Cresco fails because perhaps their bank isn't supported, which is true of a handful of smaller banks, you might want to get them to use PayPal. You don't want to do that if you don't want to lose 3%, though. You want to keep all that 100% of the revenue for yourself, don't you, really? Optionally, you can auto send the invoice. Again, so it just means your admin's cut down. You don't need to invoice all your clients who've got the standing order set up. What will show on their invoice is that. You can optionally show the About Cresco information card. It's a name that's not that familiar to some people. I always say think of it as like Stripe or PayPal. It's just a way of sending money. But that little bit of blurb can help give a bit of trust. This is the bit where you can optionally show your bank details. It's probably best to not show them most of the time, but in case you want to offer it, just to give them another way of paying, yeah, you can put it on there. And I'm putting, just to make the page more impactful, I'm putting it behind a call to action type button. So you have to click the button to open up a modal to then set the payment up. You can just embed the payment form on the page at the top level if you want to, though. So I'm going to have a button which says sign up. I'm going to use my branding colors that I've got set up in the system settings already. And because of my branding colours not working that well, because it's all test data, I'm going to make the text white. If you wanted to offer 12 months for the price of 10, if they pay up front, you can do that by giving them an alternative, and they get a slider to choose pay monthly or pay annually. I'm not going to do that. When they do sign up though, I want to assign demo service. So this again is coming back into the practice management side of the app. People who sign up and start paying through this link, through this landing page, they get a service from me, and I want that to automatically go onto their record so that it starts all those workflows. So let's save that. I just put an example there of you put your privacy policy. So this is what the page looks like if we hit preview. So there we go. I'm convinced that strapline has just totally suckered me in. I am going to sign up for that, and you just get this this test data. Who's he? No, let's have Dave. Let's have Dave Cartwright. Not spoken to him for a while. I'll use my email address because obviously I want to be able to see the email, and we know it's £200 a month. That is 3 banking days in the future. It's set up to be as soon as possible. So they can't sign up from today because the banking system doesn't allow it. But 3 banking days from now it does allow. So I'm going to do something which probably is becoming quite familiar to you. Let's go into Cresco. In real life, I'm picking my bank, thumbprint. I'm signed up. That is it. And it comes back here and it says, thank you. That can go to lots of places, but I haven't set up a redirection page after that landing page. So back here in payments, we had 11 before. We've now got 12. There's Dave Cartwright. I just signed up through a landing page. I'm going to get £200 a month starting on the 16th, which is 3 banking days from now. And the system is going to automatically invoice. And I think I should stop talking because that is 4 ways, count them, to take payments into your business using Cresco, incurring almost no fees, small asterisk, very, very small fees. But you don't lose a slice, you just lose a 50p for setting up a standing order. Not every month, just for setting it up, just once. So if I had a year of that, 2 times 12, £2,400, that costs 50p to set up, which I think is absolutely incredible. Again, I'm not wearing my Adam disguise cap, but I would tip it to the guys at Cresco, who are absolutely amazing, in my opinion.
I love it, Dan. I think what I like, the 2 pieces that jumped out at me was getting the payment straight from a proposal. That's awesome. And also when you put someone in as a pay, when you set them up manually, having those automated invoices generated every month. I think that's brilliant. That works so well.
Yeah, thank you. There is a future development which pipes that invoice into Xero. Possibly also QuickBooks down the line, possibly Sage down the line. I don't know, but Xero for certain it will be going there, and that's the one I can guarantee will be done at some point. I didn't show you something else actually. When you sign up through a landing page, it tells you get an email from Notification Bot who tells you a new contact record's been created. It will also tell you when a payment's been set up, and when it's created that contact record, it's auto assigned the service. And because they've signed up with you, they're also signed up for emails for marketing purposes.
Amazing. Do they get the option to opt out of that? As you know, that's
always
my bag.
Every single email has an unsubscribe link in it. You can always unsubscribe, and yes, and they can turn it off as well, of course. Yeah, they're a separate topic really. I glossed over all of those, but I'm just pointing out that all of it is integrated, and you get all that for free.
Love it. I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say. It looks like you've got it all very streamlined.
Thank you.
I've got a couple of questions.
Shoot.
You said there was a 50p cost for setting up standing orders. What about the invoices that are just like a one-off invoice?
Yes, good question. A one-off invoice and setting up a standing order are the same thing as far as Cresco are concerned. It's what they call a payment demand, and they all cost 50p. There is something else. I bundle some in the monthly subscription. The first 10 are actually genuinely free. So if you sign up 10 new clients in a month, or if you send out 10 separate invoices in a month, that won't cost anything. It's when you start going beyond that it starts costing. So they're bundled in the subscription for the Simplified Systems app.
Brilliant. Cool. And my other question was around the proposals. So like, I really like the fact you can be like, it's these services, and it creates a proposal in the background without you having to sit there for hours typing it out. Does it include other information, like on what the services are? Or is it just it's this service for this much?
It does include other information. I'll go back to the screen share. I was glossing over it just because I thought I wanted to talk about the payment taking. But this is the proposal area. So there are templates. These are for the emails, and this is for the service menu. So you can optionally allow these ad hoc services, which is where you get that add an any old service button. You can put anything on there. You can turn that off if you just want to use a menu, and then you get these. So I've just got that. So you can edit it here. Here's the service description. That's what you see in the proposal, and it's a text, HTML block, so it can be almost anything. And then the service schedule is what would go in the engagement letter, or for you, a contract. Once they've accepted the proposal, it comes back into the app. And if you're an accountant or a bookkeeper, you have to do anti-money laundering checks and client due diligence to make sure that they are legit before you take them on as a client. You don't have to have that step if you're not required by your governing body to do those things. So it could just send them the contract straight away, and then that goes into electronic signing, which is definitely a topic for another day. But what goes in the contract is this section, so you could cover yourself in terms of scope and requirements, what they can expect from you, and requirements from them, what you're going to expect from them as well. And they sign that, so they're saying, yes, I will give you access to my records, that kind of thing.
That's brilliant. I love
and
that.
then the fees are just built up like this, and you just it can be fixed term, it can be open-ended.
I know lots of people who would love a tick box proposal rather than hours of labour.
Yeah, well, I can absolutely see the benefits. I mean, you saw how quick it was for me to put that proposal together. It was about 10 seconds, wasn't it? And it's because I'd set it all up. You set it all up once, so there's a lot of work up front to get your pricing right and everything. But once that's done, it's done.
Brilliant. Thanks.
Okay.
It's very cool. Just one other thing. You've mentioned a lot about accountants and bookkeepers. So is it only for accountants and bookkeepers, or can
that's another good question.
Me and Kat and other creative people use it?
Creative people, yes, absolutely. It's for anyone. The whole system is a practice management product, which you can manage an accounting practice or a bookkeeping practice on. But take a few of those modules out, and you've got the cut down version, which would apply to anyone offering services in this kind of way. So absolutely, you could use it. And I mean, that's one thing I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that accountants and bookkeepers, even if they don't want to use it themselves, will look at this and go, I've got clients who could use the cut down version of this, and I can do a revenue share on that kind of thing. So it is something that where I'm open to having introductions, and they don't have to be accountants and bookkeepers. But accountants and bookkeepers know everyone, so that's the reason.
We all need them.
We do all need them.
It's a fact.
Okay, that's a good question. Now, thank you. Right, you've both muted. I'm going to read that as you've got no further questions, Your Honour. So all that remains is to thank you very much for joining me today. And I finished it. Wow, first ever live stream on anywhere but my own website. So thank you very much. I might go and have a look at the comments now. All right, I'll see you later.
See ya.
Bye, Dan.
Bye.